Welcome to the 2022 IPF World Classic and Equipped Masters Powerlifting Championships. This is day 5 of the competition. This is our final day of classic lifting. We are live from St John's, Newfoundland in Canada. We're already underway with Rupa Dana from USVI. She's opening her squat with 85 kilos. This session will be the 69 kilo, 76 kilo M1 women. So that's age class 40 to 49 years old. And we're going to run as two groups. This is the 69 kilo class. Good lift for Rupa. And now we have Harumi Ito from Japan for 90. Relatively narrow stance. Didn't seem to have any trouble with the weight there. Next out, Amy Susan, USVI. Two lifters from USVI in this flight. In the IPF, you send a team of 8 lifters in any given age class, so that's 1 in each weight class. However, you don't have to take 1 in each weight class. You can put, say, 2 in the 69s and none in the 76s. Maximum of 2 lifters per country in each weight class. So this is a second lifter out in the 69s from USVI, Amy Susan, looking for 95 kilos. £210. Very deep, nice and smooth. Next out, Mina Jaakkola, Finland, for 105. Stated PB is 120. So hopefully this looks comfortable. Obviously travelling has an impact. Hopefully we can get to see that lift. Okay, we didn't quite get to see the lift. Maybe we'll get a replay. There we go. And that is a good lift. That looked comfortable. Melissa Schulte from USA for 120.
Loading, 120 kilos, Melissa Schulte, USA.
Nice and controlled. Not super fast, but sometimes sacrificing speed for control is a benefit. Good lift. And we have Catherine Woodward from Great Britain coming out next. Here's Catherine. She's looking for 130 kilos. Sets her back position before she begins her descent. Well, that's a lovely squat.
3 white lights, good lift. 132.5 on the bar now, Joanne Coogan, Ireland. Jessup and Spencer, get ready. Bar loading, 132.5 kilos, Joanne Coogan, Ireland.
Here's Joanne Coogan opening her squats with 132.5 kilos. Nice opener there. You want your opener to be nice and easy and not take up too much energy. You just want to get on the board, and then you can add some weight to the bar.
Bar loading, 135 kilos, Jessup, New Zealand.
Here's Rochelle Jessup. 135 kilos on the bar. Look good.
3 white lights and a good lift. 143.5 on the bar now for Access Space, Canada. De La Calle, Tavares, get ready. Bar loading, 142.5 kilos, first step, Canada.
Next out, Alexa Spersky. Stated best is 154.5, so that looks like she's had a national record at some point. That was a good lift. Next out we have Dikal Labazana. For 160. Now her squat PB is listed as 155. And she's coming out for 160, so that feels a bit risky. So here we go, Raquel de la Calabazana from Spain. This is a big squat. Fast. But not deep, unfortunately. So, next out we have Cesara Tavares from Brazil. She is opening with a world record. It's her own world record at 175. She's not interested in chipping that. She's just going to open 2.5 kilos higher. We've seen Sarah more often in equipped competitions than classics. She was at the World Games recently. Broke a few world records there in squat, deadlift and total. Well, it wasn't super easy, but it certainly looked strong. And 2-1, that is a new world record for Cesara Tavares of Brazil. Harumi Ito, yeah, that was the final squat in round 1. And now we have Harumi Ito from Japan for 95 for her second attempt. So as the standings on your screen at the moment, we have Tavares ahead of Spersky, ahead of Jessup in the squat. That very efficient narrow stance we saw from her opener. That is a very strong stance if you can hit depth with it. There is no one correct way to squat. Everyone has different leverages, and even the way that the femur fits into the hip varies from person to person. Rupadana now for 95. She's gone up 10. That's a good lift. Amy Susan next. She's taken an even bigger jump, 12.5 kilos. Open with 95, gone up to 107.5. Pushes into depth. Handles the weight very well.
Nice step. Any further down, it's going to sat down. 112.5 on the bar now for Mina Jakola, Finland. Schulter and Woodward to get ready. Bar is loaded. 112.5 kilos. Jakola, Finland.
Next out, Minna Jakola from Finland for 112.5. Had to work quite hard to bring that past the sticking point. Quite a high sticking point too. Of course, where your sticking point is will depend on whether you're quad dominant or back dominant. Melissa Schulter, USA. 2 red plates on the bar, 125 kilos. 276 pounds. A little bit uneven, but she kept on pushing and got that all the way to the top. Next out, the British lifter, Catherine Woodward. This will move her up temporarily at least to 3rd place. A little bit slower than her first, but a well-judged second attempt, I think.
Good lift. 140 on the bar now. Joanne Coogan, Ireland. Jessup, Spursky, get ready. Bar is loaded. 140 kilos. Joanne Coogan, Ireland.
Here's Joanne Coogan, Ireland. Quite a big Irish team here this week. Not quite deep enough. I hesitated because I wasn't sure, but that was turned down to lack of depth. We have little coloured circles underneath the red lights, and that indicates the colour failure. So on squat, red is always for depth. Next out, Rochelle Jessup. Two to one, that was a good lift. One referee gave her a red for depth. Here's Alexa Spassky. $150 kilos on the bar. Very controlled. What will the referees make of the depth? No.
No lift. Depth, unfortunately, 165 on the bar now. Raquel de la Calle. Spain, Tavares and Dana to get ready.
Just needs to squeeze down a little bit further. You have to break through parallel. Just taking it to parallel is not good enough.
165 kilos, de la Calle, Spain.
Raquel de la Cal Labazana from Spain. She missed 160. She's gone up to 165. Certainly she moved the weight very well, but it is still a bit of a risky move. Very fast descent. A bit too fast for me to get an idea of whether that was to depth or not. But the referees say it was, so she's on the board and she's all the way up to second place in squat. So here comes Cicera Tavares from Brazil. She's going to add 10 kilos to the squat world record she set in her opener.
Bar is loaded. 187.5 kilos. Cicera Tavares, Brazil.
Being coached by Eric Oishi, who lifted yesterday. Good to see him on his feet. But here's Sarah Tavares, Brazil. 187.5 kilos. This is a huge squat for a 69 kilo lifter. No, oh, she's a fighter, but I think that bar dipped. So let's see what the referees say. That is such a shame. You almost wanted to say to her, don't stand up with it, you know, you've already failed it, just let the spotters help you, because she's used up so much energy now that it's going to be really tough for her to get that next time. But maybe that little wobble was the result of a technical error that she can correct, and it could just look very easy next time around. So as we move into the third round of squat, we have Tavares leading from Labazana from Spersky. And here's Rupadana from USVI for her third squat. 105 on the bar. 231 pounds. Deep, and she's pushing through. Her hips shot up. I really thought that weight had come forward and she would struggle to recover, but she made it. Here's Harumi Ito, Japan, for 110. Taking some quite unusual increments here. She's gone up 5 and then gone up 15. So whether that was that the opener felt very heavy or she didn't feel great under the bar, took a conservative jump and then felt great. No, just a little bit too much. Gives her a best squat of 95. And this is the danger in taking a big increment. If you don't get the squat, you lose out on a lot of kilos. Mina Yakula now for 117.5. Oh, that is an RPE 10 for sure. But she got the lift. She could not have squeezed another gram out of that squat.
Virgin Islands.
Amy Susan, USVI. Excuse me, for 117.5. Another lifter taking relatively big jumps. World champion Mia Ernell on the left there. Took some world records when she lifted the other day. Now, there was a bit of up and down on the descent, which is unusual.
2 to 1, I'm sorry, no lift. Blues for downward movement, I'm afraid.
Yeah, if we
Good
there it went.
Unfortunately, no lift.
That's a real shame, because it didn't give her an advantage, but the bar cannot move up and down.
And not often I get to say this, in fact I don't think I've ever said it before, but well caught, censor referee. That's why she's got a red tie, folks.
Next out we have Melissa Schulter for 130.
Who spots the spotters? I'll tell you who spots the spotters. Claudia Nagata, that's who.
The round of applause you hear in the audience there was because the centre referee just leapt out of her chair to catch the bar as it started to slip. Not often you see that. But here's Melissa, looking for 130. Oh, that's just a little bit too heavy.
Sorry, no lift for Schulter on this occasion.
A slow and controlled descent is really good because you don't get offline and you're in control of it at all times, but you lose out on the stretch reflex at the bottom. So that's no lift for Melissa and leaves her with the best squat of 125.
137.5 kilos, Catherine Woodward, Great Britain.
We have Catherine Woodward now, relative newcomer. Just gone up 2.5 for a third squat. I think the coaches picked the perfect number there. That was a great third squat for Catherine Woodward.
140 kilos on the bar now. Joanne Coogan, Ireland. Jessup and Spurska, get ready.
Joanne Coogan. Now to retake 140 that she missed last time.
Bars loaded, 140 kilos, Joanne Coogan, Ireland.
Very efficient. That looks more like an opener.
2
2 to 1, a good lift.
145 on the bar now.
So she's up to 5th place on squats now.
Spurska, Demarcale and Tavares, get ready. Last chance to change the group openers.
Rochelle Jessup is coming out now for 145. This will move her up a place, get her a toe on the podium for squat. But Spersky will get the opportunity to respond. Oh, that's just ground to a halt.
Unfortunately, well caught.
Really looked like it was going, but it stopped dead and she couldn't get it moving again. Gives her a best squat of 142.5. Fourth place going into bench. Hips was a little bit early there, which puts the emphasis on the back rather than the legs. Now here's Alexa Spersky for her second attempt at 150. Got Garrett Bentley in her corner there. He's been working really hard. Huge Canadian team here. So it's a great opportunity when the IPF comes to your home nation for people that wouldn't usually travel. So there have been a lot of Canadian success actually this week. Many world champions and best lifters. This is 150 kilos. Now it was very strong. Was it deep? 2 to 1. Excuse me, it was 3 white lights. It's not 2 to 1 at all. 3 white lights and a good lift and a bronze medal in squat for Spersky. Raquel Labazana is coming out now for 172.5. Not quite enough to move her up a position, so she's guaranteed the silver, whether this squat is successful or not. And it looks good. Silver medal for Labazana. Next we have Cesara Tavares. She's going to retake the 187.5 she missed last time. She did stand the weight up, but it was a real grind. She made a bit of an error on the way up, and the bar dipped, so that it was turned down by the referees. The bar must travel to the top in one continuous motion. It can stall, but it cannot go down. But she's used a lot of energy getting that squat back to the top, so hope she's got some in reserve, or she can just correct that technical error she made and maybe make this look easy. Good depth, and she is a fighter. She hit that exactly right, and she's added another 10 kilos to her own squat world record. Absolutely phenomenal performance from Cesara Tavares. So we go straight through to the second flight now, which is the 76 kilo M1 Classic Women. Obviously the big favourite in this class is Kimberly Walford. I'm not absolutely certain, but I think this is the first time Kimberly has competed in a Masters competition. Many time Open World Champion, world record holder. I think as long as she doesn't have some kind of disaster on the platform, I don't think anyone's going to be able to get close to her. Olivia Lannon is going to lead us out with 115.
Bars loaded, 115 kilos, Olivia Lannon, Australia.
It's great to have the Aussies and the Kiwis back lifting it at internationals again. We missed them while they couldn't travel. They had to travel quite a long way to get here. So she's been asked to replace the bar. She's not upright. She's been told that she must be standing erect, and that means not leant over. So she needs to lock her knees. That looks better. Gets the command. Hopefully that hasn't thrown her. Depth looks good. And that looks like a nice squat for Olivia Lannon.
117.5 now. Sarah Wheel, Australia. Simeon and Hilton, get ready.
Next out, her compatriot Sarah Wheel for 117.5. I've been bribed with Tim Tams to say nice things.
Bar loaded, 117.5 kilos. Sarah Wheel, Australia.
But I wasn't taking the cheesy Marmite bites. Excuse me, Vegemite. That's a step too far. Here's Sarah. This is her first international. Nice depth. That looks strong. And that's not the Tim Tams talking. That's a great opener for Sarah Wheel.
122.5 now. Mariana Simeon, Sweden. Hilton and Muldoon, get ready.
Next lifter out is Mariana Simeon Rongard. Maya, I believe. From Sweden. She's looking to open at 122.5.
Bars loaded, 122.5 kilos. Simeon, Sweden.
Good lift there for Maya.
2 to 1, no.
Oh, it is not a good lift. Excuse me.
130 on the bar now.
So that was a yellow card failure, so it's not depth. You know, the only thing I can think of is she beats a command, because I can't hear the referee's commands very well. So you have to wait for the centre referee to give you the squat command, and then stand erect at the top until you get the rack command. I can see the coach has gone to the jury, and the jury are just having a quick word with the referees. In the meantime, Ajanta Hilton is on the platform for 130. Okay, we missed that lift, but hopefully we'll get a replay of it. It was a good lift for Ajanta. Here we go. Nice and strong there for Ajanta. And next out, Aileen Muldoon. $132.5 kilos on the bar. And that's a good lift. Joa Ianotta from USA now for 135. Easy. That was very nice squat.
3 white lights and a good lift. We have also 135 kilos on the bar for Valberg, Sweden. Bars loaded, 135 kilos, Valberg, Sweden.
Here's Marlin Valberg for 135. Looking a little bit nervous, just looking to reset her position. She needs to keep her head, just stay calm. All those hours of training come to the fore now. Now she's been asked to replace the bar. She needs to lock her knees. And she needs to be quick as well. We've got 10 seconds on the clock now. So she has the squat command. She's not going to time out. And I think she's on the board. That was probably the most nerve-wracking squat of her life. But she got it and she's on the board, and that's all that matters.
Bar is loaded, 145 kilos, Melissa Garrett, Canada.
Next out, Melissa Garrett of Canada. She's looking for 145. She's the incoming world champion. And you can see why.
3 white lights, good way for Garrett. 155 on the last, Sylvia Atkinson, Canada, Specs and Walton, get ready. Bar is loaded.
Okay, here's Sylvia Atkinson for 155. Beautiful squat there for Sylvia Atkinson.
3 white lights, good lift for Atkinson. 160 on the bar now. Karen Specs, Norway. Walford and Syrian to get ready. Last 2 lifts in round 1 for the 76.
Next out, Karen Tvet.
Bar is loaded. 160 kilos.
Norway.
Specs, Norway.
Current European champion. Good lift for Karen.
175 on the bar now for Kimberly Walford, US Virgin Islands.
Last lifter out.
Get ready.
The legend that is Kimberly Walford. One of the most beautiful people in powerlifting.
Bar loaded, 175 kilos. Kimberly Walford, US Virgin Islands.
Being coached by her fiance there, Lily. 175 kilos on the bar. Kimberly has really long femurs. She has to sit a long way back in the squat. Well, she moved that weight very easily.
2 to 1, good lift for Kimberly. Good
And
lift.
she is on the board with 175.
Next round of the bar,
One of her many world records is the M1 squat world record at 192.5, and the way that bar moved, I think we might see her take a chance at that. With her being so long femored, that's the top part of your leg, she has to sit so far back. Depth is sometimes a bit of an issue, but certainly strength is not. So here's Maya for 122.5. Missed this first time out. Now that looked good to me. I'm not sure whether she missed the command last time, but she is on the board this time.
Everyone has one in. That is nice to see. 125 about that. Olivia Lannan, Australia. Wheel and Hilton to get ready.
Next out, Olivia Lannan, Australia. Take a 10 kilo jump. She had to put in plenty of work to get that to the top. I wouldn't expect her to see a big jump from her for a third. I think there's maybe another 5 there at most. Sarah Wheel next. She's also gone up 10. Depth is good, and yeah, that's moving really well.
2 to 1, good lift, good lift. Wheel,
she did get a cold on depth from one of the side referees, but that was from the other side that we were looking at there. And yeah, as you look at the front, actually, she does seem to sink into her right hip much deeper, and that will make it look high on the left side. Everyone's asymmetrical. You just have to squat deep enough that both sides are in. Ajanta Hilton now for 135. That is a grind. Now, did she go down far enough?
2 to 1, good lift.
2 to 1, she did.
142.5 on the bar now. Aileen Muldoon, Ireland.
Gets the sticking point. Doesn't let the bar push her forward. Keeps grinding it through. Aileen Muldoon now for 142.5. Strong. As I said earlier, that narrow stance can be very strong. It's quite dominant though, so it's strong until it just runs out of up. But it is harder to hit depth with that narrow stance. Joa Iannota for 142.5. as it comes to looking second for Joa.
Good lift, the Anotta, 142.5 the bar now for Valberg, Sweden. Garrett and Atkinson to get ready. Bars loaded, 142.5 kilos, Valberg, Sweden.
Marlin Valberg. Dips in, drives it home.
Sorry, that is no lift for
Okay, so that's yellows. So, oh, she moved her feet. She moved her feet after the start command, and you cannot do that. You have to get in position, and you make sure you're ready to go, and then you generally make eye contact with the centre referee, and then you'll get the start command. They don't want to give you the start command before you're ready and you're still shuffling about. And the side referees won't put their arms down anyway until they're happy with you at your start position, that you're standing erect with your knees locked. Here's Melissa Garron, 155. Dive bombs a little bit, but she's strong on the way up as well. Sylvia Atkinson now. So Sylvia's opener moved extremely quickly. Slow down a bit on that one. So Sylvia is guaranteed at least the bronze medal in squat, even at this early stage. She's got a good chance of silver though. But let's see if Karen Tvek can get back past with 170. Very nice indeed. That matches her current PB and looks like she's got a bit left in the tank. So next out is Kimberly Walford. She's taken quite a conservative increase to 180. So it doesn't look like we're going to see a charge at the world record today. She's a long way in front of everyone else. Actually, Karen Tvet in squat at least is not too far behind. So Kimberly's going to want to make sure of these kilos. Obviously, she's going to pull out a long way ahead on deadlift. We know she's a phenomenal deadlifter. And that looks like 3 white lights for Kimberly Walford.
Round 3 now. First weight in the bar, 130 kilos. It'll be Alana, Australia. Simeon and Will
firmly in first place, but there is a little bit of pressure from behind here with Savette requesting 177.5 for her third, and Sylvia Atkinson as well, not far behind, looking for 170. First up though, we have Olivia Lannon. She's looking to finish up on squats with 130. A PB before today was 120, so this will represent a 10 kilo best. Hips rose very early there, and the bar started to roll up her neck, so it was really hard to bring that back. But it still gives her a 5 kilo PB. Mariana Simeon Rongard from Sweden. Now for 130. Now she stood it up, but I'm not certain of depth for this one. But the referees were. You see that back from a better angle? Yeah, that sinks in. Tough one. Well judged third attempt there. Next out is Sarah Wheel. This will take the Australian national record in the M1s. Easy. One red for depth, but I think she's had a red from that side each time. I think she just sits a little high on her left. Nevertheless, that is a good lift and a new national record for Sarah Wheel. Great debut performance on squat. Ajanta Hilton now for 137.5. I'm going to wait for the referee's verdict on this one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was high.
No lift for Hilton, wasn't deep enough, I'm afraid. Moved more easily, but there you go. 142.5 now for Powerlifting, Sweden.
Yeah, she doesn't quite get to parallel there. But you find this when the weight is getting heavy and the lifter's a little bit nervous of it, it subconsciously cut the squat. Malin Wahlberg, Sweden. Missed this last time. This is 142.5. Looked nice from here. And it looked nice from the referee's chair too. Aileen Muldoon now from Ireland for 142.5.
Bars loaded, 147.5 kilos, Muldoon, Ireland.
This will be a 5 kilo personal best. Oh, it certainly went all the way to the top. That was quite the sticking point there, but she kept on pushing and was rewarded with 3 white lights. Next out, Joa Ianotta, USA, for 150. Sent out by Bill Helmick there. Always good to have this much experience on your team. Good lift. That moves Ianotta back up to 5th place. Puts her in a good position moving forward in the competition now. Those are the standings as we have them. We have 4 squats left of this morning session. And here's Melissa Garon. Missy Cakes and Lift on Instagram. Give her a follow. Got a little bit out of shape there, but the strength was there. As she came up, she just seemed to throw all her weight onto her right leg, but she was easily strong enough for the squat, so she managed to correct that well. So that's Melissa Garon finishing in 4th place on squats. So here's Sylvia Atkinson for 170. She's guaranteed the bronze. Would like to take 1 step up the podium places. 2.5 kilo personal best. 375 pounds. Oh, that was very strong. I would say she had another 5 kilos in her. So she goes past Karen Tvet, as she is quite a few kilos lighter actually. She's weighed in at 72.74 today. And Karen is right up against the weight class at 75.76. One of the benefits of powerlifting is you very quickly get over people knowing what your weight is, because it's on a huge scoreboard in lights above your head as you walk out. So here's Karen. She's looking for 177.5, which will move her back into 2nd place and give her the squat silver. Now this is way more than she's done in the past. She took a break for a while. I think she was dealing with injury, but she's come back very strong indeed. Wow! And she's come back super strong. So that is the silver medal in squat for Karen Tvet of Norway. Pushes Sylvia Atkinson down to bronze. Last squat out is 185 kilos for the one and only Kimberly Walford of US Virgin Islands. Here she comes. See what the referees make of it.
Oh, sorry,
No, not quite deep enough. So if we see that from the side, you get a view of just how long Kimberly's legs are, and she has to sit back such a long way that it sometimes is difficult to break parallel. Get another view of that. And certainly on her left, I think that was just about a parallel. Nevertheless, she takes the gold medal and leads the way into the rest of the competition, which we are absolutely certain she will dominate. Take a 10-minute break now. We'll see you back here for bench. Welcome back to the IPF World Classic and Equipped Masters Powerlifting Championships. We are live from St. John's, Newfoundland in Canada. I'd like to thank our presenting partners, Eleiko, manufacturers of the best platform equipment in the world, and also SBD, apparel manufacturers relied upon by strength athletes around the globe. In this, the IPF's 50th anniversary year. We have the last day of classic lifting here today. These are the M1 ladies. We have flight 1 is 69 kilo, flight 2 is 76 kilo. And we have Minna Jarkala from Finland opening a bench with 60 kilos. She got a yellow card from the centre referee. I'm going to watch that back. No, couldn't see anything. Maybe it was a command. Sometimes when it's one yellow from the head ref, it's the head comes up. The feet must stay flat on the floor, and the butt, shoulders and head must remain in contact with the bench. Here we have Harumi Ito from Japan, looking for 60 kilos. Strong. Very nice looking opening lift.
Good lift for Ito. Same weight remains on the bar. 60 kilos. Rupert Dyer at US Virgin Islands. Susan and Schulter. Get ready. Bar loaded. 60 kilos. Dyer, US Virgin Islands.
Rupert Dana, USVI, for the same weight, 60 kilos. It's a little bit bumpy on the chest. I wonder if she'll get penalised for that. Nope. The varnish come down to the chest and remain stationless. Stationary. Motionless or stationary. Before you'll get the start command. Next out, Amy Susan, USVI for 70 kilos. Careful descent. Nice efficient press there.
Green white light to the good lift for Susan, 72.5 of the half. This is shorter USA. Spare guarantee. Carly, get ready.
Melissa Schulter, 72.5, waiting in the wings.
Bars loaded, 72.5 kilos, Schulter, USA.
Nice opener there for Melissa.
Good lift, good lift. Schulter, same weight remains on the bar, 72.5 kilos. The best of Canada. Carly and Woodward to get ready. Bars loaded, 72.5 kilos. Best Canada.
Alexa Spersky. Self hand out. See this more and more now. It eliminates the variability of a handout you're not familiar with on the platform. In the IPF, the handout is given by the platform crew, not your own coach. But that's a good lift. Now we have Raquel de la Calabazana, Spain, for 77.5. Stated PB is 85, so hopefully this will move well. Yeah, that's a nice looking opening bench.
3 white lights, good lift for Carly. 77.5 of the bar now. Catherine Woodward, Great Britain, Coogan, Jessup and Tavares to get ready.
Next out, Catherine Woodward. 77.5 kilos on the bar. She's on the board. 82.5 next. And this is for Joanne Coogan of Ireland.
Oslo, 82.5 kilos, Joanne Coogan, Ireland.
Nice bench. First year in the Masters for Joanne. And next out is Rochelle Jessup, New Zealand, 87.5.
Bar loaded, 87.5 kilos, Jessup, New Zealand.
Lovely. Keeps a lovely high chest position. She had to hold the bar a little bit. I think she wasn't getting the start command because her arms weren't locked. But she corrected that and got a really good lift.
Bar is loaded.
Sarah Tavares now. She took the she absolutely smashed her own squat world record in the opening round. Took the gold, opening with 92.5 here.
Good lift for Tavares at 92.5 kilos. Next weight on the bar is moving to round 2, 62.5.
So we have all our opening benches in. In the bench press competition, Tavares leads from Jessup from Coogan. And in the overall, it's Tavares from Labazana from Jessup. Sarah is a fair distance ahead of second place. 30 kilos at subtotal is quite a commanding lead, and there's another 20 kilos back to third place, but then there's some real tight totals. There's some not much distance between the lifters in third to about sixth. And it's Minette Jarkala, Finland, for 62.5. Well, it almost looked there like she made 2 attempts at it. So what will the referees think?
2 to 1, good lift, 2 to 1, good lift.
I think she was called on it by one of the referees, but it was such a slight... Yeah, it did seem to me like it went up and down. But you know, in powerlifting, sometimes you get away with small errors, and sometimes you get harsh calls. It all balances out in the end. You have to take it on the chin when you're on the receiving end, and thank your lucky stars. when
Light, 65 kilos.
you
Harumi
get away with
Ito,
something.
Japan.
Harumi Ito, Japan, for 65. Her opener moved very well. That was well caught by the loaders there. Yeah, that was odd. If we get a replay of that, we'll take another look to see if we can figure out what happened. But it doesn't look like we're going to get one. I'm not sure. Her opener was so strong. I feel like she has the strength for that. So maybe she just didn't quite hit it right. Maybe she can get that next time. Rupa Dana, USVI. Gone up to 67.5. Good lift.
75 kilos on the bar now. Alexis Fairska, Canada. Shulter and Susan to get ready.
Excuse me. Okay, next out is Alexis Sperska. Spersky, I believe, 75 kilos on the bar. Matches her current best. Nice strong second there.
Good lift, Alexis Fairska. 77.5 on the bar now. Mr. Shulter, USA. Susan Abdelakale, get ready. Barsley, 77.5 kilos, Shulter, USA.
Here's Melissa Schulter. 77.5 kilos on the bar. 171 pounds. Wasn't quite there, unfortunately.
Sorry, no lift. The Shulter, 77.5 on the bar now. Amy Susan, US Virgin Islands. Abdelakale and Woodward to get ready.
Amy Susan next.
Barlow,
Same weight, 77.5.
kilos, Susan, US Virgin Islands.
Nope. Gravity seems to have been turned up in the second round.
82.5 on the bar now.
Next we have Raquel de la Calle Labazana. 82.5 kilos for her second.
Bar loaded. 82.5 kilos de la Calle, Spain.
Great looking second attempt.
US Virgin Islands coach to the table, please. US Virgin Islands coach to the table, please. Coogan, Jessup and Tavares to follow.
Next out is Catherine Woodward of the UK.
85 kilos, Catherine Woodward, Great Britain.
82.5 to match her competition best. That was a good lift for Catherine. So here's Joanne Coogan, taking a small increase to 85. Good lift for Joanne. The yellow from one of the side referees. So just take a quick look back at the replay. Now it may have seemed to the referee as though the glutes came up, but because there was that push of leg drive. Bench isn't just an arm exercise, you use your whole body, and leg drive helps you push that bar back to the top. Rochelle Jessup now for 92.5. Good lift. So this is 97.5 from Cesaro Tavares.
Followed it, 97.5 kilos, Tavares, Brazil.
She's been a master for a few years now, but I think this is the first time we've seen her compete in the World Masters. Of course, we've had a bit of a hiatus with COVID, and a lot of places weren't quite opened up by the time we did the World Masters in Romania last year. Oh, excuse me, the Classic was Halmstad. The Equipped was Romania. And this year the Classic and Equipped live together. Good lift, and that is the bench press gold sewn up for Cesaro Tavares.
So it's went around 65 kilos, so Vina Yakola Figler. Followed by Ito and Dinah. B group, you have 8 attempts to change over.
Third round of bench now. In the overall, we still have Tavares quite a distance out in front of La Bazana. And then Jessup, who's about 10 kilos ahead of both Coogan and Spersky. The top couple of bench press medals are sorted out now. Tavares takes the gold. Jessup, I think, can't be challenged now for the silver, but the bronze is still up for grabs. But here's Minu Jakala. Oh, that's tough. You know, I think the bar might have gone up and down.
Sorry, no
And there was another infraction as well there, so maybe she jumped the command. Oh no, butt lift. You can see her butt was way off the bench there. The butt, the shoulders and the head must stay in contact with the bench. But when the weight gets really heavy and the lifter's fighting it, you throw everything you can, all your reserves and resources into the lift. The butt comes up as the legs try and press through. Harimi Ito had an odd fail on her second. Not really sure what happened. Hopefully she will nail it this time. Not quite there, unfortunately. It's a best bench of 60.
72.5 of the bar now for Rupa China, US Virgin Islands. Schulter and Spersky, get ready. Bars loaded, 72.5 kilos, Rupa China, US Virgin Islands.
Rupa Dana out now, USVI for 72.5. So far and no further.
Sorry, no lift for Dyer. Next one will be 77.5 kilos.
These are the best bench of 67.5. Melissa Schulter now, USA. She is going to retake the 77.5 that eluded her on her second.
Loaded, 77.5 kilos, Schulter, USA.
Nope. A little bit too heavy today.
Too heavy for Schulter.
Gives her a best of 72.5.
Canada, Susan and Woodward, get ready. 4 attempts to change openers, 4 attempts to change feed group openers. Bar loaded, 77.5 kilos, Spersky, Canada.
Next out, Alexa Spersky, Canada. She's taken some very small jumps, 72.5 to 75, and now this is 77.5. If you're really not sure where you're going to end up, this is a good way to make sure you don't leave anything behind. But you might just tire yourself out a bit too much by taking so many attempts close to your max. Good lift for Spassky. That was a great lift for Spassky. She's going to need every kilo she can to battle for that overall third. And that really puts her in the race now. Amy Susan next, USVI. Again retaking 77.5. 171 pounds. That didn't look too comfortable even on the descent. She seemed to windmill a little bit just as it came down. Maybe she was just a little bit off to one side. Gives her a best bench of 70. And this is a situation where she took a big jump, and because she didn't do it, she's left quite a few kilos on the board. Easy to be wise after the event. Catherine Woodward now for 85. This is a small personal best.
Followed it, 85 kilos, Catherine Woodward, Great Britain.
And that is a bench press PB on the international platform for Catherine Woodward.
87.5
Now we have quite close battle for the bench bronze. Raquel de la Calabazana is out first with 87.5. Small PB. No lift, unfortunately. So that means she will not get a bench medal, and she's also opened the door a little bit in the overall competition to Jessup. So we have our bench medals sorted now. This is Joanne Coogan. She's guaranteed the bronze. But let's squeeze a few more kilos out. So that's an all-important total. I think she's got it. Happy with that. Poe goes off the platform.
95 on the bar now. Rochelle Jessup, New Zealand, Tavares and Lannan to get ready.
Great reaction. So that's a bronze medal going home to Ireland.
Followed it, 95 kilos, Jessup, New Zealand.
And here comes Rochelle Jessup for 95. She just missed out on the squat medals, but she will be taking home the bench silver. I think her coach was more pleased than she was. So that's a great lift, 95 kilos, and the silver medal in bench for Jessup of New Zealand. Last bench of the 69s is Cesara Tavares from Brazil. She's going to match her best with 100.
100 kilos. Tavares, Brazil.
She took the squat gold. She's an incredible lifter. I think she's well placed now to take all the golds. We give medals for each individual lift as well as the overall. And while the individual lift medals are great to have and much prized, the World Championship title is the big one. It's the one that people really value. No, that's not quite going today for Tavares. Gives her the best of 97.5, but she does keep the bench gold. We go straight through to the second flight. Here we go, this is Olivia Lannon, 62.5. These are all M1 ladies, age 40 to 49, and this is the 76 kilo class. Relatively new class. Introduced a couple of years ago because the women had 7 weight classes and the men had 8. So it was felt that it would be more fair to have 8 weight classes in both. So we had a little bit of a rejig, introduced the 69 and the 76 kilo class and retired the 72 kilo class. That's because the most competition was in that area, that range of body weights, so it felt that was the best way to do it. So that was a great lift for Olivia Lannon. That was a good lift for Sylvia Atkinson at 70 kilos. And we have a Janta Hilton out next for the same weight. No, well,
sorry, no lift. No lift for Hilton.
That's a surprise. You don't often see fails on the raw bench openers. So maybe she just didn't quite get tight enough. What's she done in the past? And you quit benching, hardly anyone gets their opener in anyway. Your opener is to set your shirt. Bit of an exaggeration, I know. But in raw bench, it's quite unusual to miss, unless you miss a technicality like your bum coming up or you jump the command. I can see at the British Masters that Ajanta missed her first 2 benches there too, at 72, and she got it on her 3rd. So hopefully she can get that next time out. This is Malin Wahlberg for 75. Oh, strong.
Good lift for Baldo. 75 on the bar, Marianne Simeon, Sweden. Muldoon and Wheel, get ready.
This is Marianne Simeon Rongard from Mayo. Coming out next from Sweden.
Followed 75 kilos.
And she's looking for 75 kilos. Now I have her stated PB as 70 kilos. Is she really opening on a 5 kilo PB? Only she knows. You submit your personal best when you submit your nominations. Sometimes they're a little bit out of date if you do another competition in the meantime. Ooh, that's not going. I wonder if she just went offline. Couldn't quite recover it. Aileen Muldoon now from Ireland for 77.5. Best is 82.5, so she's right up against that already. Strong.
3 white lights, good lift for Muldoon. 80 kilos on the bar now, Sarah Wheel, Australia. Svet and Garrett, get ready. Bar loaded, 80 kilos, Wheel, Australia.
Here's Sarah Wheel for 80 kilos. Good lift for Sarah.
And thank you for the tip time, Sarah. We're enjoying them on the table. 90 on the bar now.
Karen Tvet is going to open her account with 90. She took the silver in squat.
Sorry, Claudia, we're keeping you up. Bar loaded, 90 kilos. Karen Tvet, Norway.
Nice opener for Karen.
Good lift for Karen. 90 on the bar now. Melissa Garrett, Canada. Walton and Yonata, get ready.
Next out for the same weight is Melissa Garren of Canada.
90 kilos, Garrett, Canada.
Great opener for Melissa.
102.5 Kimberly Walford, US Virgin Islands. Yonata and Lannan to get ready.
Next up, Kimberly Wolford, US Virgin Islands for 102.5.
Bar loaded, 102.5 kilos. Walford, US Virgin Islands.
Best is 115. Those long arms that help her on the deadlift really hinder her on the bench. Bar has to travel such a long way. And she's on the board. And very much in the lead. Under more pressure at subtotal from Karen Svelte than she would like, I'm sure, but she's opening, wow, she's opening more than 60 kilos above Karen, and 40 kilos more than anyone else, so really she could be coasting at squat and bench and still be in the lead after her first deadlift. This is Joa Iannota, USA, for 105. Oh, that was fast. Wow.
That's a good lift. 3 white lights.
Now her PB is also listed as 115, but I would say not for long.
Hilton and Atkinson to get ready. Bars loaded, 67.5 kilos, Lannan, Australia.
Here's Olivia Lannan for 67.5. Matches her current best. Oh, it's a tough one. Yeah, it's a good lift, but I wonder how much more she's got left for a third.
Good lift for Lannan. 70 on the bar now by Jansa Hilton, Great Britain. Atkinson and Simeon to get ready.
Now, Jansa Hilton, she missed this. It just looked like... It just looked very heavy on her opener, so... A bit nervous of how this is going to go.
Make some noise for Jansa, please. Come on, Jansa, you've got this. Easy way now, easy.
There we go. There she wondered what happened the first time out, but she's on the board with 70, and that's all that matters.
72.5 on the bar now for Sylvia Atkinson of Canada. Simeon and Valberg get ready. Bar loaded, 72.5 kilos, Atkinson, Canada.
Here's Sylvia Atkinson. She took the squat bronze. She asked for 72.5 for her second bench. Yeah, look good.
Good white lights, good lift for Atkinson, 75 on the bar now by Simeon of Sweden. Second attempt at this race. Where's Team Sweden? Yeah, I hear you. Let's get behind her when she comes out.
So here's Maya Simeon in the same situation.
Come on, Sweden, make some noise now.
She's taking 75 kilos for the second time. And I think she's got it this time.
Let's see those lights. Oh yeah!
2-1, she's on the board. Okay, everyone has a bench in now. Didn't want to leave anyone behind there. And we have Marlene Valberg coming out next for 80 kilos.
Bar loading, 80 kilos, Marlene Valberg, Sweden.
Five kilo increase on her opener. Nice. Strong looking, maybe another 5 kilos there even. It was a little bit wonky. Bar path was all over the place, but you get no points for style in this game. You just have to move the weight within the rules. And there is no uneven lockout rule in the IPF.
Bar loading, 85 kilos, Sarah Wheel, Australia.
Here's Sarah Wheel to match her own PB. I believe this matches her Australian national record too. Good lift for Wheel. So I think we'll see a PB and new national record attempt coming up. Here's Karen Tvedt. She's only gone up 2.5. This will move her temporarily at least into the bronze medal position. Good lift for Karen.
95 kilos. But Melissa Garrett, Canada. Walford and Minotta, get ready. Bar loaded, 95 kilos, Garrett, Canada.
So that's 95 for Melissa Garren. That moved Garren up to 3rd place for now. Oh, she's lighter. I don't think she can be challenged for that bronze now. I think that is the bronze medal for Garren. But here's Kimberly Walford. Guaranteed the bench silver. This is 105. That's a tough one. Wouldn't say there's too much more there. But it's on the board, and she has the silver.
So USA, Lannan and Hilton to get ready. The record currently stands at 115.5, so we might see that in the third round, fingers crossed. Bar is loaded.
Oh, here we go. I've just picked up from the speaker there. The World Masters 1 bench record is 115.5, and here's Joa Ionotto from USA with 112.5, so she's only 3 kilos off the world record even now. So let's see how this moves. And it moves very well indeed. So I think we'll see a record attempt coming up. Let's just take a look at who has that record right now. We're in the 76s. So that record was set in Salo, Finland in 2015 by Priscilla Ribic.
Bar is loaded. 70 kilos, Olivia Lannan, Australia.
Here's Olivia Lannan as we move into the third round of bench. Little bit of an uncertain bar path there, and it bounced around a little on her chest. I think if she'd managed to really pull that in and keep tight, I think she would have nailed it. But it's easy to say from where I'm sitting. A lot harder when you're under the bar. Leaves Olivia with the best bench of 67.5.
72.5 on the bar now. Back to Hilton, Great Britain, Atkinson and Cillian get ready. Bar loaded, 72.5 kilos. Hilton, Great Britain.
It's Janta Hilton. She missed her opener. She got it on a second attempt, but it was tough. This is going to be a big ask at this point. But there's no smaller increment she can take. So it's either 72.5 or nothing. No. So that gives her a best bench of 70.
Sorry, no lift, I'm afraid. No lift to Hilton, 75 on the bar now. She'll get Atkinson, Canada, Cillian and Balder to get ready. Bars loaded, 75 kilos, Sylvia Atkinson, Canada.
Here's Sylvia Atkinson for 75. That was comfortable for third attempt. That's 75 kilos for Sylvia Atkinson of Canada.
Cillian, Sweden, Balder and Muldoon get ready. Bar is loaded.
No lift, unfortunately. That gives my
Sorry, no lift. No
a
lift.
best
Still
lift of
82.5
75
about
kilos.
Valberg, Sweden.
Her
Muldoon
teammate
and
is out
Wheels
next,
ready.
Malin Valberg, for 82.5.
Followed it. 82.5 kilos, Valberg, Sweden.
Excuse me. Not quite there for Valberg.
Sorry,
Gives her a
no
best
lift.
bench of
No
80.
lift. 85 on the bar now for Eileen Muldoon. Aileen, I keep getting that wrong, sorry.
Aileen Muldoon from Ireland is coming out now for a PB of 85 kilos.
Followed in, 85 kilos, Aileen Muldoon, Ireland.
Bar path seemed to just go awry at the bottom.
No lift, no lift.
So that gives her a best of 82.5. You can see as the bar gets to the bottom, yeah, it just drifts away. And she pushes forward. I think she was just out of line.
Followed in, 87.5 kilos, Wheel, Australia.
This is Sarah Wheel. 87.5. This is a PB and an Australian record. It's her own Australian record. So you can't chip national or regional records at a World Championship. You can only chip World Championship records. World records. Oh, it's not quite going. That's a shame. Gives her a best of 85.
No lift. That would have been an Australian record, I believe, but there was always another day. 95 on the bar now for Karen Tvedt of Norway. Karen and Walton.
We are up at the sharp end of the bench competition now. And this is Karen Tvedt. She's off the bench podium just now. And, oh, this won't move her up because she's heavier than Garon. That's right. Okay, so no bench medal for Karen Tvedt, but she got the silver in squat. And she's running in silver overall as the competition stands right now. Looking strong.
Good lift. 3 white lights to Tvedt. 97.5 on the bar now for Melissa Garrett, Canada. Walton and Yonota to follow. Last 3 bench presses of this session. 10-minute break will follow for the deadlifts. What a break.
Melissa Garon
I don't know.
for 97.5.
The bar is loaded.
She is guaranteed the bench bronze. Not quite there, unfortunately. She still takes the bench bronze with her second lift of 95.
107.5 of that now for Kimberly Walton, US Virgin Islands, will be followed only by Yonota.
Kimberly Walford now, 107.5.
And then the loaders will get their break when they've been complaining about. Bars loaded, 107.5 kilos.
Here's Kimberly. She has the silver bench medal in her pocket already. No one can take that away. No, not today. Leaves her a best bench of 105, so she took every kilo she was capable of on the day there with 105. So here we go. This is a world record attempt for Joa Ayanota, USA. 116 kilos is going on the bar. When it's not an increment of 2.5, you know it's a world record. You can chip a Masters world record. By chip, I mean use an increment of less than 2.5, which can be really, really useful as it goes, because if you carry an extra half a kilo through to the end of the competition, then you might just be half a kilo ahead and not have to do another 2.5. So here it is. Masters 1 world record for Joa Ayanota. Her second was easy. And the halo's good from here. Good lift. New world record for Joa Ayanota. That was a great finish to the bench competition. And we will be getting to the sharp end of the competition with deadlifts in 10 minutes. Please join us then. Welcome back to the IPF World Classic and Equipped Masters Powerlifting Championships. Presented by Laco and SPD, we are live from St. John's, Newfoundland in Canada in this, the 50th anniversary year of the IPF. This is the first time we've run Classic and Equipped Masters Championships together. It was originally scheduled to be combined, I think in 2020. However, COVID got in the way for a lot of people, and we have finally got around to having the combined championships this year. They were separate last year. We combined the equipped juniors and masters last year, and had the raw all together in Halmstad. So this is the first combined classic and equipped masters. These are the Masters 1 women, which is the last day of classic lifting, and that was a very nice easy opener for Harumi Ito, Japan. 120 kilos. This session is in 2 flights. We have the 69 kilo lifters lifting right now, and the second flight will be 76s. So that's the 2 brand new, well, relatively new weight classes in the IPF. Rupa Dana, USVI for 130. Easy. Next out, Amy Suzanne from USVI. Although the graphic on your screen at the minute is showing the movement in rankings for each lift, we're going to wait until we're through the first round before we take a look at that. I just heard for anyone that's wanting to watch the next session, I think it's going to be delayed for about half an hour. That was a good lift for Amy. Melissa Schulter is out next for 137.5. Strong pull, a little bit of effort there at the lockout, but a good lift nonetheless.
The shorter 140 on the bar now. Mina Jakola, Finland, Woodward and Coogan to get ready. Bars loaded, 140 kilos, Mina Jakola, Finland.
Strong pull from Mina Jakola, 140 kilos. Here's Catherine Woodward. She's right up against her stated PB. This is 147.5, and the most she's done in the past is 152.5. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, that looked like a well-judged opener. Next out, Joanne Coogan, Ireland. Looking for 150.
Bars loaded, 150 kilos, Joanne Coogan, Ireland.
Wow, fast.
3 white lights, good lift for Coogan. 160 on the bar now, but Raquel de la Calle. Spain, Jessup, Spencer and Tavares get ready.
Next out, Raquel de la Calle Labazana, Spain. She's opening with 160. One of the real contenders for the overall podium. I think realistically it's going to be between Raquel and Rochelle. Oh, that was fast. That was a very nice opening deadlift.
3 white lights, good lift for De La Calle. 175 on the bar now. Rochelle, Jessup, New Zealand, Spencer and Tavares get ready. Followed it, 175 kilos, Jessup, New Zealand.
Rochelle Jessup, New Zealand. This is a massive opener, 175 kilos. Very nice. I think it's going to go down to the wire for silver and bronze.
Good lifts for Jessup, 175 on the bar now. Alexis Spencer of Canada. Tavares and Ito get ready.
Just giving the barrel clean, got a little bit of contamination on there, so we're just sorting that out. You want to make sure you've not got anyone else's fluids on your hands when you grip the bar.
Followed it, 175
Alexis
kilos,
Spersky
Canada.
of Canada for 175 kilos. of a wobble at the top. I don't think she'll be penalised for that. And she wasn't. The rules state that the bar settling as the shoulders come back is not a reason for failure. So, one more opening pull in this class, and it's a big one. This is Cicera Tavares from Brazil for 195 kilos. This is the most she's done in classic competition. This matches her best. I believe that this... No, it doesn't quite take the total record yet, excuse me. In fact, I have the wrong records on my screen, so I'll just look those up. But this is 195 for Cicera Tavares. And that puts her already on a 480 total, miles ahead of anyone else.
Round 2, first round of the bar, 135 kilos, awarding Ito, Japan. Dinah and Susan, get ready.
So she's about 30 kilos off the total world record there. Wow, she's put 210 in for her next. That's huge. So if we can take a look at the standings as we go through. In deadlift, Tavares on 195 is leading from Coogan on 175, from Jessup also on 175. However, in the overall competition, Tavares is leading from Labazana from Jessup. There's a long gap, Tavares is a long way ahead, but there's absolutely nothing in it between Labazana and Jessup, only 2.5 kilos. Right now we have Harumi Ito of Japan on the platform for 135 kilos. Rupert Dana, USVI for 140, taking a 10 kilo increase. And that's a good lift. And we have Amy Susan next for 142.5. Nice and easy there for Amy. Here's Melissa Schulter, 145 kilos on the bar. Good lift. Here's Minna Jakala, Finland, for 150.
Two to one, a good lift, a good lift.
2 to 1. She got a blue card from one of the side referees. In deadlift, the blue can either be for downward movement of the bar or supporting. I think that was supporting. If the bar rests on the thighs, sometimes called hitching, it's not entirely correct, but if the bar rests on the thighs, as they do when the knee slips under the bar, and the weight is supported by the thighs, then that is a blue card failure. Nevertheless, that was a good lift. 2 to 1 is good enough. Just a small delay while we clean the bar. But here's Catherine Woodward from the UK for 155. Oh, and that's tough. Now, she got it moving again, but let's see what the referees make of it. Yeah, I think there was downward movement. I think there was a little bit of up and down. It was marginal, but yeah. Maybe if she could just hit that really hard next time, she could pull that through. So here's Joanne Coogan for 165. Taking a big jump. 15 kilo increase. So she's looking to get back in touch with the 3rd and 4th place lifters who are battling for the overall bronze. So if she can take this big jump and then take another decent sized jump, she will be in contention. So let's see how this moves. Yes. Now, is there another 10 kilos there? I think there could be. We have Raquel de la Calle Labazana from Spain for 170. She is the one to beat outside of the top spot, which we know is going to miss Sarah Tavares. She cemented her world record with her opening pull. If you do not get all three lifts in, or if you do not make a total, you can't keep your world record. So she's made sure that world record with a nice easy opener. But this is Raquel with 170. And that's a good lift. She's under real pressure from Jessup, who's out next. So she's going to need every kilo she can. So Gaston Perage, our IPF president, coming out of the warm-up there. Well, here's Rochelle Jessup for 185. Big deadlifts from these Masters ladies. Tiny bit slow at lockout, but not in any doubt. Certainly got the strength there. Just casting my eye around the crowd here. We have many, many world champions in attendance to cheer on their teammates, including Maria T, who isn't a master as far as I can tell at the moment. Alexa Spersky next from Canada. 185. This will move her ahead of Jessup in the deadlift race, but she's not quite caught up yet in the overall. So this is Alexa Sparsky, 185.
Blue white lights and a good lift. Spaska 210 on the bar now. Gisela Tavares, Brazil. Dana and Susan, get ready.
I need that. I need that. Next out we have the phenomenal Cicera Tavares of Brazil, 210. Now this is a big jump, but I think she took an easy opener just to make sure of her squat world record.
Bars loaded, 210 kilos, Gisela Tavares, Brazil.
So this will give her a 495 total. Might just be a little bit out of range of the total world record. But let's see how this goes. It's a tough one, but it's gone all the way. 3 white lights, and I think that puts the deadlift gold beyond doubt. So as we go into the final round, Tavares is a long way ahead. La Bazana is on 425. Jessup on 422.5, so there's nothing in it at all there. But we have Sparsky as well. Could be a bit of a dark horse coming through. She's 10 kilos behind right now, but I think she's got a big pull, so this could be interesting as we get to the end. Next out we have Rupa Dana USVI for 145.
45 kilos, Rupa Dana, US Virgin Islands.
For her final pull of the day. No, she just can't get her hips through. This is fairly typical of a conventional pull. It's fast off the floor. In fact, that wasn't too fast now that I watch it again. But it gets to the point and you just cannot get it any further. That is exactly where my sticking point is too. So that gave her a best of 140 and a 312.5 kilo total.
Don't forget, folks, the next session starts at 12 p.m. That is 30 minutes later than the advertised time of 11:30. This is to get everybody time to do the medal ceremony and get some food. Bar is loaded.
Amy Susan now from USVI.
Amy Susan, US Virgin Islands.
147.5 on the bar, that's 325 pounds. Oh, can she get through? I think she has actually. 2 to 1, a good lift. And that gives her 325 kilo total. So Melissa Schulte now for 150. That's 331 pounds. This matches her current best. She's got it moving. It's past the knees. But we're right at that same sticking point again, and she can't get her hips through. Leaves her with the best deadlift of 145, 342.5 kilo total. Harumi Ito now from Japan. She's not had the best day. I wonder if the long travel from Japan has taken its toll. But she's got 2 deadlifts in so far, and this is a big jump to 150. Might have some personal goal in mind, national record maybe. Yeah, nice. 3 for 3 on deadlift. She's delighted with that. Gives her a 305 kilo total. Next out, Minna Yakula. Looking to match her current PB with 155 kilos. Fired up and ready for it. And once more we get just past the knees and it will go no further.
No lift for Finland. Plenty of sisu, but no lift, unfortunately. 155 on the bar now. Kathleen Woodward, Great Britain, Demacalia and Coogan.
Next out, Catherine Woodward. She missed 155 last time.
It is a very uniquely finished quality. Ask a finish nurse to explain it to you, and they probably won't.
So she missed this last time. I think it was just heavy, I think.
Bar is loaded. 155 kilos. Catherine Woodward, Great Britain.
So let's see if she can just bring a bit more energy to it, hit it hard. No, just a bit too much today. Leaves her with the best deadlift of 147.5, 370 kilo total, 6th place. Next out is one of the contenders for the silver medal. This is Raquel de la Calle Labazana from Spain for 175 kilos. She's in 2nd place right now, but only by 2.5. So this is going to be crucial to try and keep her ahead. She took the squat silver. She's not on the podium for deadlift, but the more important race is the overall. So she's looking to extend her lead over Jessup and Spersky. And I think she's got it. She's shaking there, but I think she locked it out. So that means she has 430 for her total. Will we see a change from Jessup? Jessup currently has 190 in, and that will only give her 427.5. And Jessup is 40 grams heavier, so she can't just match, she has to do more. So she will have to put in 195 to try and get past there. Might be a little bit out of range for Spersky now.
Bar is loaded. 175 kilos.
First though, we have Joanne Coogan, 175 kilos on the bar, 3 red plates. Bronze medalist in bench. Oh, she's a fighter. I thought that bar had stalled out, but she kept it moving, got it all the way to the top. Great lifting from Joanne Coogan. She got a 1 red card from the side for a lockout, but 2-1 is good enough. And Joanne Coogan finishes on 402.5 kilos, 5th place. So here we go. Here is Rochelle Jessup. She has not changed her attempt. She is not going to try to go past Raquel. So she's defending now. She's decided she can't get past Silva. She can't get past the Spanish lifter. So she's defending against Spersky for 3rd. Here we go, 190 on the bar. And it's a tough lockout, but she's got it through. And here comes the change from Spersky. So Jessup is on 427.5 and she's sitting in 3rd. So here comes, yeah, Spersky's lighter than Jessup. So she's asked for 200 to come past and get on the overall podium. Tense moments for Jessup. I mean, this is a big ask for Spersky. Her best so far is 186.5, but I think there's a little bit of motivation when you have an overall medal on the line. Spersky took the squat bronze. She's guaranteed the deadlift bronze. This will move her up to silver and take the overall bronze as well. Lot riding on this lift. I'm not going to say it's a Hail Mary, but it's ambitious. But she has absolutely nothing to lose to come out for this. She's fired up. She's in front of her home nation crowd. She has a huge amount of support here. Can she do it? She's got it moving. Wow, but it won't go all the way. That was well worth the effort, and it was a gutsy try, but that is no lift. Best deadlift of 185 and a 412.5 kilo total. 4th place for Spersky. That means we are crowning Sarah Tavares as our new world champion even before she comes out for this final pull. Raquel de la Calle Labazana from Spain is the silver medalist. And Jessup takes the overall gold. The overall bronze. So, last pull of the 69s. 220 kilos on the bar.
Powerlifting, 220 kilos to Sarah Tavares of Brazil.
and it just won't break from the floor.
No lift, I'm afraid.
She'll have to be
No
happy
lift.
with a World Championship title and a chest full of gold medals. Superb lifting today from Cesarea Tavares.
She's doing all right, folks. Okay, we're into the 76s now. First weight on the bar is 140 kilos. Sarah Wheel, Australia. To be followed by Madden, Valberg, Sinio, Hilton, Muldoon, Specs, Yanota, Atkinson, Garrett, and Walford. Come on, Claudia, not far to go now.
We are going straight into the second flight of the morning. This is the 76 kilo class.
Bars loaded, 140 kilos, Sarah Wheel, Australia.
So this is Sarah Wheel for 140. Nice opener.
Rewind lights, good lift for Wheel at 140. Next one on the bar is 145. For Sarah, for Olivia Lannon of Australia. Valberg and Sinio, get ready. Bars loaded, 145 kilos, Olivia Lannon, Australia.
So here is Olivia Lannon for 145.
Rewind lights,
Yeah, and that's a good lift. She's on the board.
For Lannon, 145 on the bar now for Malin Valberg of Sweden. Sinio and Hilton, get ready. Bars loaded, 145 kilos, Valberg, Sweden.
Malin Valberg, 145.
Rewind lights, good lift for Valberg, 150 on the bar now.
That's a good lift.
Sinio of Sweden, Hilton and Muldoon, get ready. Bars loaded, 150 kilos, Sinio, Sweden.
So here's Maya Simeon for 150. Nice and easy there for Maya.
Rewind lights, good lift for Sinio. 150 remains on the bar for Janta Hilton, Great Britain, Muldoon and Specs, get ready. Bar loaded, 150 kilos, Hilton, Great Britain.
Here's Janta Hilton. She struggled a bit on bench. Let's see what she can do on deadlift. Looked comfortable.
Rewind lights, good lift for Hilton. 155 on the bar now, Aileen Muldoon, Ireland. Specs and Yanota, get ready.
Aileen Muldoon out next for 155.
Bars loaded, 155 kilos, Aileen Muldoon, Ireland.
Oh, that was fast.
Green white lights, good lift for Muldoon, 167.5 on the bar now for Carrot Zach, Norway. Yanota and Atkinson get ready.
I'm going to wait until the end of the first round before we look at the overall rankings, but I can tell you for sure Karen Tvet is in the fight.
Bars loaded, 167.5 kilos.
And here she comes for 167.5. Easy.
Green white lights, good lift for Tibet, 170 on the bar now. Joa Yanota, USA. Atkinson, Garrett and Walter.
So here we go. This is Joa Yanota. She took the bench press world record, so she's going to need to get a deadlift in to make certain of that. So I imagine she's dialed down her opening attempt to make sure of it. This is 170. £375. Nice.
Green white lights and a good lift for Yanota, 175 kilos on the bar now for Sylvia Atkinson of Canada. Garrett and Walford, get ready.
So Sylvia Atkinson from Canada for 175, £386. Nice. Some great deadlifting here today.
Green white lights, good lift for Atkinson, 182.5 on the bar now for Melissa Garrett, Canada. Walford and Whitney to get ready. Bar loaded, 182.5 kilos.
Here's Melissa Garron, Canada. 182.5 on the bar. She's brought a fan club, it sounds like. £403. And that was superb.
Green white lights, good lift for Garrett, 230 on the
Now,
bar.
we have one pull remaining. It is the one and only Kimberly Walford. She is opening her deadlift with £230. Excuse me, 230 kilos.
Bar is loaded, 230 kilos, Kimberly Walford.
That's £507 for her opening attempt. She gets this, this will put her world title beyond any doubt. And there goes the deadlift queen, Kimberly Walford, USVI. You have your new M1 76 kilo world champion. That is just incredible. So that means we're through to the second round. So let's take a quick look at the overall standings. Kimberly Walford is leading by a phenomenal amount, ahead of Karen Tvet, who is only 2.5 kilos ahead of Melissa Garron. Oh, and she's only 1 kilo ahead of Yanota. This is close. This will come down to whoever pulls their final deadlift, which is how powerlifting should always be. So here we go, Sarah Wheel. This will be, if she gets this, this will extend her own national Australian record. Great lift there. She matches her deadlift PB and extends the national total record. Next out, Malin Valberg. $155 on the bar. Little and tidy, but a good lift nonetheless. And we have Liv Lannon next for 157.5.
Bar is loaded, 157.5 kilos, Lannon, Australia.
Looks like a good one for Olivia.
Blue white lights, good lift. For Lannon, 157.5 on the bar now, a jump to Hilton, Great Britain. Syrian and Muldoon, get ready.
Next lifter out will be Ajanta Hilton from the UK.
Bar is loaded, 157.5 kilos, Hilton, Great Britain.
There's always a lot of confusion about what's England and what's Great Britain and what's the UK. Yeah, nice lift from Magenta. Well, England is in Great Britain, which is in the UK. Yeah, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
157.5, next weight on the bar is 160. This is for Mariana Simeon of Sweden.
Next out, Maya Simeon from Sweden for 160.
Bar loaded, 160 kilos, Simeon, Sweden.
Well, she's fired up for this one. Not quite, unfortunately.
A little too heavy on this occasion, that is no lift. You okay? Yeah, good. She's alright. She's got one more crack at that anyway, so maybe with Team Swede behind her, it'll fly up. 165 on the bar now. Aileen
Next
Muldoon,
out, Aileen Muldoon, Ireland.
Get ready.
165.
Bars loaded, 165 kilos, Muldoon, Ireland.
Fast. Great lift there for Aileen, with some left in the tank for her third attempt.
The current vet of Norway. To be followed by Janata and Atkinson.
This match is Karen's. This is Karen Tvedt of Norway. 177.5 matches her current best.
Bars loaded, 177.5 kilos, Karen Tvedt, Norway.
Here comes Karen for her second pull. This will move her up to bronze medal position on deadlift. She is in second right now. And that's nice and easy for a match PB.
3 white lights and a good lift. 182.5 on the bar now. Joe Yanota, USA. Atkinson and Garrett to get ready.
Next out we have world record holder Joa Iannota for 182.5 kilos. 402 pounds. This will move her up the deadlift rankings, but more importantly, it will put her in 3rd place overall with Garen still to pull. So I think we're going to see these positions keep changing. Oh, that's a tough one. Once you got it going, it sped up as it went. And that's a good lift, so that moves her up to 3rd place. With Garen still to pull. But here's Sylvia Atkinson of Canada. This will move up to silver in deadlift. 185 on the bar, 408 pounds.
Bars loaded, 185 kilos, Sylvia Atkinson, Canada.
Oh, that's a nice second. So that moves her up to deadlift silver.
Good lift, 3 white lights to Sylvia Atkinson. 192.5 on the bar now. Melissa Garrett, Canada. Walton and Wheel to get ready.
Melissa Garen now. This will take the silver medal position back in deadlift.
2.5 kilos to Garrett of Canada.
And it will put her within 2 kilos of Iannota for the bronze. £424. Moving like a bag of shopping. Phenomenal deadlift there from Melissa.
2 to 1, good lift, good
Oh, she got a blue card, so let's watch that back.
237.5 on the bar now. Kimberly Walford, US Virgin.
There was a little bit of a flick of a knee, which I think has been interpreted as supporting. But 2 to 1 is good enough. And we have the phenom that is Kimberly Walford next for 237.5 kilos, 524 pounds. It's an incredible weight for a masters lifter. It's an incredible weight for a 76 kilo lifter, full stop. But she is the deadlift queen. Slow towards the top, but not in any doubt.
2 to 1. Good lift, good
Well, I
lift,
said
good
not in any
lift.
doubt, but she got a red for lockout. So let's have a see. That could either be because the knees weren't locked or the shoulders weren't back.
Sirius, Lannan, Barbara, Hilton will do. Beck,
Didn't really get a sense of it there.
Walford is the order of lifting in this round. Unless everybody makes any changes,
But nevertheless, it's a good lift.
they've all got 2
No question where the deadlift gold medal goes. So here we go, the final round of deadlifts, where we nail down the final rankings. Here's Sarah Wheel. She matched her PB last time and extended her national total record.
Bar loaded, 155 kilos, Sarah Wheel, Australia.
I've got some big news, but let's see Sarah pull her deadlift first. And that is a really well judged 3rd attempt for Sarah.
New white light, good lift for Wheel.
Deadlift PB, national total record, 375 kilo total for Sarah. Great lifting in her first international competition. First IPF international. Maya Simeon from Sweden is going to attempt the 160 she missed in the second round.
Bar loaded, 160 kilos, Simeon, Sweden.
Comes trotting out the back, roaring like a bull. She needs to harness all that energy now. One strong pull. Not quite down, unfortunately. Leaves her with the best deadlift of 150 and a 355 kilo total.
2.5 goes on the bar now. Olivia Lannon of Australia. Valberg and Hilton to get ready.
Liv Lannon is looking for 162.5. She's already had a massive deadlift PB. Her personal best was 150 kilos less than half an hour ago, and here she is coming out for 162.5. Now I'm going to wait for the referee's verdict on this one. And it's a good lift. That's a huge PB for Liv. Gives her a 355 kilo total and a great experience. Malin Valberg, Sweden, 162.5. Oh, I said I had big news and I didn't tell you. Kimberly Walford has put in 2:44.5 for her third attempt for a world record. She's also gone straight to the top of the best lifter table, just pipping Cicero Tavares. Where's Malin Valberg for 162.5? Bit too heavy, unfortunately. Leaves her with the best deadlift of 155 and a 377.5 kilo total.
Seven lifts remain in this competition. Next session still scheduled to start at 12 p.m. Next session still scheduled for 12 p.m.
Just a reminder to anyone who is tuned in to watch the M1 men, the heavier weight classes. It's been just moved along a little bit. We're running slightly behind. We are expecting that to start at 12 noon. That will be the M1 men, 105s, 120s and 120 plus.
165 kilos is down to Hilton, Great Britain.
Here's a Janta Hilton for 165. It is not going all the way. That leaves her with the best deadlift of 157.5 and a 362.5 kilo total. Aileen Muldoon from Ireland is looking for 172.5 for a 5 kilo PB.
Bars loaded, 172.5 kilos. Aileen Muldoon, Ireland.
Here she comes. Good lift for Aileen Muldoon.
Line that jack, Aileen. 185 on the bar now for Karen Speck.
So that means Aileen finishes with a 402, 402.5 kilo total, and 6th place.
It's pretty close between second, third, and fourth here on projection. So Karen needs this one in order to hang on.
So Karen Svelte is currently in 2nd place, but only by 1.5 kilos ahead of Ayanotta. But Ayanotta herself is only 1 kilo ahead of Garon. There is nothing in it at all. Karen has a big squat. She took the squat silver, I think. Let me just check on that. Yeah, she took the squat silver. She's not going to get a medal for a deadlift. What she really wants is the overall silver. So she's going to have to... Oh, her grip's going. Oh, that's such a shame.
No lift. Grip matter down, unfortunately. So
if you watch that back, and if you watch the left hand, she pulls it, and you see that left hand going. That's a real shame. So there's an attempt change coming in. No surprises there. As Ayanotta and Garon are now jockeying for position and trying to come past Svet for 2nd place.
The weight to the load is 185. 185 is
So here we go. This is 185 for Joa Ayanotta. She's sitting in 3rd place. This will move her up to silver, push Svet down. Joa took the gold in bench with a world record of 116. This won't give her a deadlift medal, but it will put her on the 2nd step of the overall podium. 185 on the bar. 408 pounds. Here we go, there's a lot riding on this deadlift. It's a tough one, but she's got it. And Joa Ayanotta moves into 2nd place, but we are not done yet, because next out is hometown hero Melissa Garon for 195 kilos. Now, she did 192.5 for a second, and it looked easy. So this gives her... She's in silver medal position. She can't catch Kimberly Wolford. But Atkinson is also going to come out for 195. Now, when 2 lifters select the same weights, the lower lot number goes first. So that's Garon. But if 2 lifters pull the same weights, the lighter body weight takes the advantage. But here's Garon to try to move from 4th overall to that all-important bronze medal position. Oh, I don't know if she's going to get blue cards for that. Let's see what the referees say. Yeah, I think unfortunately that's right. If we get the replay back, you can see the bar rests on her knees and she edges up. Real shame. That gives her a silver medal on... No, she's not guaranteed the silver yet. Potentially got the silver medal, and she finished with a 447.5 kilo total, 4th place overall. 2 more pulls left. Sylvia Atkinson of Canada has requested that 195 kilos, 430 pounds be added to the bar. She's guaranteed deadlift bronze. She wants the silver. This will move her past Garon, push Garon's deadlift silver down to bronze. And I think she's done it. That was a lovely deadlift. And she's delighted. That gives her a 440 kilo total, 5th place overall, but a deadlift silver. That means that Garon finishes on 4th with a bronze in deadlift. In the overall, Ayanota takes the silver with 451 and Svet takes the bronze with 450. It was that close, 1 kilo in it. But we have one pull left. The legend that is Kimberly Walford is coming out for 244.5 kilos. 539 pounds. Absolutely incredible.
Gold position. Not only is she world champion, but she's currently Chips Tavares for best lifter as well, before she even pulls this one.
Here she comes. Kimberly Walford fires onto the platform like she's being shot from a cannon. The bar's moving. It's going. What an absolutely phenomenal lift. 3 white lights, new world record for our 76 kilo M1 world champion, Kimberly Walford. Superb. We have the medal ceremony coming up very shortly. I hope you'll stick around for that. And then we have the slightly delayed M1 men's remaining classes, the heavyweight classes, at 12 noon. You won't want to miss that.
On the platform. When they are coming out, you present me and the sergeant. Yes, corporal actually, but yeah, got a name. Yeah.
Or any other extraneous leakage.
Well, yeah, we do. Obviously, when it's a solid issue,
once they're off the platform, you've got to stay in attendance with them the whole time.
Well, once we notify them, yes.
Yeah,
Once
okay.
we tell them that they've been selected. Yes.
So they caught him coming off the platform, notified him, and then he said, yeah, but I have shit myself. And the guy went, you're going to have to tidy that up while I'm around, I'm afraid. I can't.
Dude, I've had guys I'm testing that I'm waiting for them to just.
Can we have the music, please? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the presentation. Please, a round of applause for these fantastic ladies as they follow the technical controller onto the platform. Where are you, Justin? Come on. Round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the medals today will be presented by Corporal Jolene Garland of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and Mr. Gaston Parage, IPF President. It is always a touch of class to have a Mountie presenting the medals. That is unique and not something you see every day. So, the ladies are now receiving their participation medals. And then we will present medals for the individual lifts. And then we will crown the world champions. And then we'll do the same for the 76 kilo class. Okay, so squat first in bronze medal position with 150 kilos. It's Canada's Alexa Speska. Squat silver with 172.5 kilos from Spain, Raquel de la Calle. And squat gold and a new world record of 187.5 kilos, it's Brazil's Cicera Tavares. Thank you, ladies. Well done. And now to bench press. Thank you. In bronze medal position with 87.5 kilos from Ireland, Joanne Coogan. Bench press silver with 95 kilos from New Zealand, Rochelle Jessup. And bench press gold with 97.5 kilos, it's Brazil's Cicera Tavares. Well done, ladies. Thank you. And now deadlifts. In bronze medal position with 185 kilos from Canada, Alexa Speska. Deadlift silver with 190 kilos goes to New Zealand's Rochelle Jessup. And deadlift gold with 210 kilos goes to Brazil's Cicera Tavares. Thank you, ladies. And now it is time to crown the new world champion. You can probably guess who that is. But first of all, in bronze medal position overall, with 427.5 kilos from New Zealand, Rochelle Jessup. Overall silver with 430 kilos from Spain, Raquel de la Calle. And taking the gold medal is your new 69 kilo Masters 1 world champion with 495 kilos from Brazil, Cicera Tavares. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Brazil. Great job, ladies. Thank you. Really, really dominant performance from Cicera there. Could have said, let somebody else have a gold medal, but you know. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and now the 76 kilo Masters 1 category. In bronze medal position in squat with 170 kilos from Canada, Sylvia Atkinson. Taking squat silver with 177.5 kilos from Norway, Karen Tvedt. And squat gold with 180 kilos goes to the US Virgin Islands, Kimberly Walford. Well done, ladies. Great job. Thank you. And now to bench press. In bronze medal position with 95 kilos from Canada, it's Melissa Garan. Taking silver with 105 kilos from US Virgin Islands, Kimberly Walford. And bench press gold and a new world record of 116 kilos goes to the USA's Joa Yanota. Great job, ladies. Thank you. And now to deadlifts. Deadlift bronze with 192.5 kilos goes to Canada's Melissa Garan. Deadlift silver with 195 kilos goes to Canada's Sylvia Atkinson. And deadlift gold and a new world record of a massive 244.5 kilos, US Virgin Islands, Kimberly Walford. Great job, ladies. Thank you. And it's now time to present the medals for the overall and crown the new world champion in bronze medal position. With 450 kilos from Norway, it is Karen Tvedt. Overall silver with 451 kilos, it's the USA's Joa Yanota. And your new Masters 1 world champion with 529.5 kilos from the US Virgin Islands, Kimberly Walford! Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of the US Virgin Islands. Great job, ladies. Thank you. Really, really good competition this morning. Absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait for these ladies to join their compatriots. And then a round of applause, please, as they follow the TC from the platform. Great job, ladies. Brilliant. The next session begins in 7 minutes. I will hand you over to my colleague Chantel.
All right, we are just under 7 minutes, which means you have just, where am I? 4 minutes to change openers, just under 4 minutes to change openers.